I grew up in a tougher environment. Chicago it's a gritty place, man. It's like you kind of got to hold your own. Early on, I grew up in a neighborhood where a lot of dudes were like, they were just tough mentalities. And I was around them a lot. And so that mentality that I see that the streets wasn't for me. But I knew that the mentality that they had, it kind of gave them a difference and separated them. And I kind of used that same mentality to play basketball with. I seen the street deuces, the first ones up outside on the streets. So that was a work ethic I seen, that's what they was into. So whatever they was into, they was the first ones doing it. I took the same initiative in basketball. I wanted to be the first one in the gym and the last one out. A lot of guys that was around me at the time, older guys my age, they all respected me and seen my vision too. So they didn't let me get out of sync. So the only thing I could do was to stay focused, because I did anything else, I was gonna get in trouble. Those guys treated me like their little brother, and so if I did anything that I wasn't supposed to do, and they wasn't going to get my big brother, they was gonna, pound me themselves, and that's the type of love we had for each other. It was like it took a whole neighborhood to get a one person in a situation like that. When I grew up in this neighborhood, right here at this court, right now where I'm standing at used to be a full court basketball court, and I used to have all the neighborhood tournaments here, but it was so much violence in the neighborhood that they took the rims down. You took a rim down from the elementary school that kids play before they go inside the building. And this was actually one of my things. I used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and my mom wake us up at 7:45 to get ready for school. Got to be at school at 8:30. When she time to wake us up, I'm just coming in the house, 12 years old, and I get a whooping before I go to school because she want to know where I come from. But I got my basketball, my shirt all dirty. She knew I was in two places, down the street and in the gym, or at this court right here putting up shots.
Right.
And that's just because it was just something in me. I didn't think of it as work. I just think of it as this is what I want to do. This is like I like to do this all the time.
Some of the guys I had in the past, Doc Rivers and Isaiah Thomas and Ronnie Lester, and those guys in that caliber, what makes him different? Jerome is a hard worker on and off the court. They would come to practice, but I don't think they did much work before that. Jerome's working every day. Every moment he gets, he's going to pick that basketball up. So it makes a difference because he shows everybody that this is what I'm here for, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going after. My first encounter with Jerome was I went to a basketball game that he played with as a freshman, and I came to the game just to come, and I didn't even know Jerome. But I saw his skill level there, never knowing that I was going to eventually have this young man. So that was the grace of God that he sent him to me, because he sent me a jewel.
My first encounter with Jerome was kind of in practice. We practiced with each other a lot. Our schools so being combined, and he was actually one of the top guards in high school. So practicing against him was tough on us. Right. Really hard, but that was my first time having an encounter, working out with him, one-on-ones, and making me better as a player also.
I got to a point, I was so highly recruited, I had so many coaches calling in the gym, and everyone was expecting me to lose my head, to expect me to be so big-headed. Everyone expected that, but I never did that. I never looked down on anyone and like that neither. But the experience was just crazy, man, because I used to talk to my high school coach about man, such and such, they don't respect me, and then I just got in my zone and learned what I learned and stayed locked in for a whole summer straight. You don't even know, I went out of town. I was in Chesterton, Indiana with Rick Lewis, a big-time trainer. I was out there with him. I worked out with Brian Crowder for the whole summer. There's those two guys there. And I went from that to a whole nother guy. My body was different, athleticism was different, speed, quickness, agility, thinking, everything was just different coming into my junior, senior year. And the wave just came, and I was just like, man, it was crazy, and it was just unimaginable. I couldn't imagine it like that.
Down to Jerome, he comes to the basket, and one.
my trainer, man. This is besides my high school coach, this is the man behind the plan. People could say with the talent-wise, like, you know, with coaching, my high school coach did the greatest job ever. He couldn't do it by himself because I still needed someone to know how to work me out, that train my body and get me nutritionists and, you know, this guy right here. And not just me, this guy right here too.
And the summers come get us from our house, both of us. He stayed in one direction, I stayed in another. He come get us, make sure we get to the gym right there.
I live the furthest south of any player probably did that played on the west side. And he lived so far north that it takes him at least an hour for me to even get to my school to go watch my game, let alone dropping me off at home, and then got to go all the way back. And then, you know, he had a son. He was probably in Pampers at the time, so he's like, he got a balanced fatherhood, and then he started AAU programs, and you know, he did so much, man. It was just crazy. But this guy right here, like, he just put me in the hands of great people, man. Like I said, this dude right here, man, it's a blessing right here, man.
The first time that I met Jerome, it was back in '09. He was playing the point guard and he was having a great game. He was just getting off. I think he had just came off of a dunk and you've seen all the adrenaline. And I said, man, that kid has talent, you know, and I wanted to be able to reach out to him and talk to him. And then we met. I was able to talk to his coach at the time as well, Coach Clark that was there. And we started talking. And then from that point on, that's when our relationship started to grow. And then from there, just kept in contact with him, kept him in the gym, working him out, and try to get him out there as much as possible so his college recruitment could expand.
When I started thinking about the business part of it and I started thinking about the platform, I started to see that what I was doing and what I wanted to do, no one even was thinking about doing it. Everyone was thinking about getting a Division I college scholarship and doing this and doing that. At one point, I was caught up in the same thing, but then I started thinking bigger than that. When I started getting emails and people calling me and talking about NBA and this and that, not saying I was going to go to the NBA, but people seeing my talent as an NBA caliber player, and so that kind of gave me a different vision to be able to give back to kids in another way. And I felt like that's what was separating me from the rest, because everyone else was just thinking about them. Right. And that was not me. I was thinking about me to get in a position to give for them.
It makes me proud to know that he wants to give back to his community. He wants to give back to his roots where he came from. And with that being said, I really appreciate that, because I was always an advocate of pushing guys in the neighborhood and getting them to, you know, advance in life if possible. Just to nurture where he came from and take that on his belt, that's a big responsibility, because there's so much going on in the city of Chicago now that a guy his age, still a young guy, you're not hearing this side of the story. You're always hearing a guy that age is either in a gang or either in trouble with the police or whatever, you know, but not this guy. This guy, he's an advocate of pushing younger youth. He's an advocate for the community.
One of the life lessons I was able to pass on to Jerome is everything is not going to be beautiful every day, but you don't stop. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. So you have to continue to reach your goal. If you have to reach a little higher, reach higher. You know, but don't let bad days, and there are going to be bad days. There's some days that ball is not going to fall. There can be some days things are not going well, but that's not the end of the world. That's the beginning of life.
The business lesson I learned from Jerome is how to be a leader. He showed me how to carry myself on and off the court, how to be a hard worker on and off the court, how to make sure I be a leader to others.
Gotcha. The way that I approach it is groundwork. You know, like I said, I have a great influence as an athlete around the city. Everyone knows me. I have a great name with everybody, and these dudes that's killing each other, they're from different neighborhoods. I'm close with a lot of them. So I feel like a guy like me who have mutual respect between guys in the city who's killing all each other, these are my brothers. You know, that's how I look at them. So I feel like, you know, what I can offer is my influence as an athlete and bring great things as far as like basketball camps and basketball workouts. Not only just that, you know, people who are community leaders, get them involved, entrepreneurs, show these kids how to be, you know, entrepreneurs, bosses and stuff like that, and to show their moms how to go through the situations, how my parents had to learn and go through with me, so they can be educated about the experience of athletes and all that stuff as well, because, you know, one thing I know for sure is that a lot of people take advantage of kids as well, and so I want to be able to come through with the knowledge that I have, not just to give the kids a platform, but educate them and give them knowledge on how to get out the neighborhood and how to influence other people to attract them. Because like I said, I have a lot of friends that was gang members and all that stuff too. It's easy that they could have been, you know, they could have done a lot of things as well too, you know, but And I could have got sucked up in it, but it was a fact of someone giving me a knowledge and took the time out and worked with me and giving me some guidance that I want to be able to give back, for them same reasons. And I feel like Chicago needs me for right now for that. Ain't amount of money that could ever change me. I will never change. Ain't amount of money that could ever change me. I remain the same. Ain't amount of money that could ever change me. I will never change. Ain't amount of money that could ever change me. I remain the same.